Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Sunday, April 16th, around 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 2023. Shiveluch continues to erupt. Another explosive activity to 38,000 feet as the eruption is ongoing. The big story here at the U.S., tornado and hail pound the ArkLaTex Saturday evening. I hope you had your helmets on. Keep calm. It's boom time. Holy macaroni, that is some hail and would certainly cause damage if it hit you in the noggin. Large hail, 97-mile-per-hour winds were reported in America's heartland as storms march east. Take a look at where some of those hail were located. Take a look at that hailstone. That is life-ending, for goodness sakes. And hail across the Joplin region was spectacular. Bigger than golf ball, and some of them, well, could have knocked you out. Here's the severe storm threat for today and tomorrow. Not a highly likely threat, but a threat indeed. 1 to 3 inches of rain fell amid strong storms in Baltimore over the weekend, with large hail Saturday reported in Maryland. Several locations 1 inch or greater, 1.25 inches there in Glendon, which is just northwest of Baltimore. Now, with the warmer weather and snow melt, it is causing flooding concerns in the Midwest.
After a snowy winter, melting snow is now leading to flooding in the Midwest. In North Dakota, ice chunks float down the Heart River, which is also flowing at above normal levels. In the Arrowhead of Minnesota, an ice dam broke and chunks of ice tumbled over these falls and floated downstream. Elsewhere, roads covered by water were closed. But be careful using your GPS to get around places like this. The Minnesota State Patrol said suggested alternate routes by your GPS may be even more dangerous. Instead, they're asking drivers to only use posted detour routes.
Looks like Lake Tulare now, doesn't it? As the weather warms up, all the snow will melt, and that means flooding. And guess what's back? Snow makes a return Sunday. Could be over a foot of snow. It's already began snowing 4 inches in Rice today as of this morning, and we'll get to those. Yeah, more than a foot of snow from a spring storm. We are almost a month into spring, dang, but some areas in the upper Midwest could see a foot or a foot and a half of snow.
That rain is going to be mixing with a very wet snow behind the low, and we'll have the rain and the thunderstorms firing up ahead of that frontal system. So that cold front's going to sweep to the east, ushering in that cooler air here across much of the upper Midwest and the western Great Lakes as that wet, heavy snow moves on in. And we'll have that rain changing over to wet snow here across much of Michigan and across northern Indiana as we head into the late evening and early morning hours into our Monday. So here's the timing of this as we see that cold rain pushing in through Marquette right around brunch time today, into Green Bay, Chicago as well, and then it transitions over to wet snow as we head through this evening and into the overnight hours. You know, we're talking about maybe 12 to 18 inches here across much of the UP of Michigan and northern Wisconsin. Duluth seeing some heavy.
Holy macaroni. Shut up, Al. He didn't like that forecast. So you can see 12 to 18 inches coming in there near Marquette. Duluth looks like the bullseye. Strong winds will blow snow into Iowa Sunday and into Monday. What a fun day. There is that high wind warning in Nebraska currently. April showers, storms, snow, and winds. A spring storm will bring wintry weather conditions across portions of the Midwest, western Great Lakes through Monday. Ahead of this storm will be showers, thunderstorms, and locally heavy rainfall. Gusty winds will affect areas of the plains where fire weather concerns continue. Moisture will increase across the Pacific Northwest with rain and high elevation snow. There are winter storm watches and warnings out for the North Sierras, so click on your county for more information. Let's take a look at that storm bombing out. 992 millibars. It's going to drop down into the 980s here, and that will be the low, and that will be developing as of Monday morning as the backside has all the cold air and the snow. New England could be picking up on this, but by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, snow's going to be pushing back into the Northwest like the best. Take a look at that. And then we could see some severe weather here Thursday, April 20th. Hello, that's just 4 days away, folks. So stay tuned for more updates. Also on the map, it's showing that the most likely region for catastrophic flooding from snowmelt here occurring in Vermont and New Hampshire, Connecticut as well. And this will be at the end of the month and the beginning of May. So stay tuned for what's happening here as the precipitation looks precipitous. Let's take a look at the snowfall totals, shall we? My goodness, it was a beautiful day today here, albeit a little windy. Let's move this through. Here's your Monday. That's when that system's going to bomb out up in Ontario here. Hello, and bring up to 3 feet or more through Wednesday. So that's through Wednesday and that event. Snow coming to western Michigan just in time for Top Knot to get back home. And some snow in western PA as well. Take a look at that. Here is Wednesday, Thursday, April 20th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we're pretty much out of the storm pattern. So it's going to continue to snow in the west, maybe a little bit of snow in eastern Colorado, which will be much needed. Some snow there in Kansas and Nebraska. So an interesting pattern setting up. More spring snow on the way, and heavy in Wisconsin with that strip of 16 or more inches. It looks like 16 or more could be falling in northern Minnesota as well, but that is in a second storm here at the end of the week, Friday, April 21st. Seismic update, no quakes to note. Well, we do have an uptick in the Caribbean. We did put a seismic alert out about a week ago for this region, and the seismicity is continuing. This is along a volcanic chain here in Antigua, Barbados, and Guadeloupe. Could be some subsurface activity, maybe some seamounts. So we'll keep a close eye on that. No word from that region. No other quakes to note. We have a 3.3 in Mena, Nevada. That's pretty normal activity for that region. So, moving on to Shiveluch, ash from the Russian volcano were reported in areas of Washington and Idaho as early as Friday and over the weekend. And that canceled some flights. Also canceled flights in British Columbia as well. And if you come over to Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave on Twitter, you can follow us for all the latest updates all day. And take a look at this. This is the aftermath of the recent big boom at Shiveluch, where you can see definite changes in the morphology of that mountain. Holy macaroni. Now Shiveluch continuing to puff and pass today. Another eruption to 38,000 feet as explosive activity continues. Montreal warned about a volcanic ash plume that rose up to 38,000 feet in altitude, which is flight level 380. And here we see an article on the dramatic morphological changes to the dome area after the massive paroxysm back on the 11th of April. That's just 5 days ago. About 5 subsequent eruptions since the big one. Worldwide Volcano News Update. Not much else going on of significance except for Shiveluch, as we wait potentially for Nevado de Ruiz to erupt in a large way, and Aniakchak up in the Aleutians. Space weather update over here at SolarHam. Let's take a look at the latest look at the HMI intensity of the disk. We can see the largest sunspots up here in the northern region, but very little activity overall happening, almost getting to low M range there, impulsive flare. But if we come over to the CME watch, the models are showing that something did come off the sun the other day, and it will be arriving either the 20th or later, depending on what model you're using. Now, if you keep a close eye on here, you can see a slight halo eruption right there. And here at WSA Enlil Spiral, they are imaging it as occurring on the 17th. That's when it came off the sun, in the 18th. And it's moving quite slowly, so it's not even in this model. This is showing it arriving at Earth after the 21st. Speed that through. There. It's not even on the model yet. So small CME is headed towards us in a few days, 4 days or more, and maybe some low-level geomagnetic activity, but nothing of significance. Now, what is significant is SpaceX is preparing to launch its mammoth rocket ship, Starship. Look at this thing. It is massive. In fact, will be the largest rocket, I think, ever to be launched at nearly 400 feet tall. Starship is the largest rocket ever to fly. Will it fly? Well, there is a window tomorrow. I did have it highlighted. There it is. The launch window is set to take place during a 150-minute window that opens 8 a.m. Eastern, Monday, April 17th. And there are live streams counting down the launch of Starship, the largest rocket to ever fly. Good luck, Elon. A former Meta employee, that's Facebook, claims she was paid $190,000 a year to do absolutely nothing. Well, that doesn't sound too far from the truth. You want to do something? Give yourself some peace of mind and prepare for the inevitable future with long-term food storage. 3-month emergency food supply now $200 off at Prepare with the Ranch. My Patriot Supply and Oppenheimer Ranch are two great things are better than one. Go get them. If you also want to support the channel, you can ask me a question over at 5.me/Diamond. Ask Diamond anything. You can even book private one-on-ones and Zoom calls. Just click on the button and ask Diamond. And that is a boom to knowledge. We love each and every one of you. Please share this video as we are shadow banned, and we need you to share this video in order for the channel to grow. Hit that thumbs up and be safe. We love you. And that is a boom.